Yo, what's up, homies? It is August 1st. Wild, awesome day yesterday with the co-op homies and with Griffin and Grayson. Had a sleepover, and now we're headed out to a demolition derby in a couple hours. So, absolute vibe. I'm tired, but absolute vibe. That's what summer's all about. Let's get it. Anyways, we dove into James. What a book. Just what a book. I don't have favorites, but James has always stood out, and it stood out even more now. I absolutely love this book. I absolutely love the wisdom. It brings like a different feeling. I don't know. It's just awesome. It's awesome. It's such an awesome book. Such an awesome book. Written by James, older half-brother of Christ, which is cool, which is interesting. He was a Christian, he believed, and the book itself is like a letter. It's a letter, but it says it's a letter to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. I see it more as a letter to the Christians of the time, and we're halfway through Acts right now, right? Like Acts 13, Acts 14. And I'm doing a chronological plan first, so to jump into James, it's more than likely a letter to the Christians of the time, not generally the 12 tribes. Anyways, dove into James 1 and halfway into chapter 2. I've never done that before, but I don't know. I was just so much meditation on every single head note in all these, and then every single verse just has like such rich wisdom, such rich knowledge to dig out. It's like I can't do any more than what I feel is right, and that's what I felt was right today, so that's what I did. Now, chapter 1, huge theme of trials. In chapter 1, actually, I did the Bible Project video, summary, whatever thing, for James yesterday. In chapter 1, it said it's kind of like a intro to all of the rest of the book, but it's an intro in a way that shows each of the 12 themes of wisdom in James. That is James, right? There's 6 chapters, each one on average having 2 of these certain wisdom themes given by James. And chapter 1, like I was saying, is kind of like an overview of every single one of those in just a couple verses. And a huge theme of it is trials. Trials to be seen as, to be approached with patience and joy and submission. That was a big theme. Another one was to the rich and the poor, like the lowly, the poor, right? They have glory in their exaltation because of their lack of things holding them to the earth, right? Like the rich young ruler, that was not a parable. That was a full story, yeah. With Christ, the rich young ruler in Christ, rich young ruler in Christ, and how the rich young ruler was so enraptured with the world, with earthly things, with possessions, with money, with the temporal. While the lowly, the poor, again, they don't have anything holding them to the earth. They're just there, strengthened in hope eternal, right? Not temporal. And then not only that, but also keeping submission in temptation, keeping submission in various trials, such as temptation. And that temptation is specifically here in verse 12. That temptation is our sinful desires. That is not temptation given by God. There is no temptation given by God. It is all our sinful desire. It is desire that, where's that verse? That one verse. Desire, when conceived, giving birth to sin, and sin, when full grown, bringing forth death. That's verse 15. That verse hits hard. James as a whole hits hard, dude. This stuff is so deep. Such a surface level take on it. But man, like, you can go so deep. And that's why I love the meditation. That reminder of Selah in Psalms. I love it. I'm putting that in here so much. It's such a good reminder to just meditate. To hear, to read, to meditate. But yeah, that's verse 1, the trials. verse 2, the first wisdom of the 12 is personal favoritism, kind of also known as showing partiality, right? Showing partiality in our faith with Christ. And it describes it in such a way as with a rich man and a poor man. And partiality is, I found a good definition, exaltation by outward basis, right? So kind of praising somebody for who they are, how much money they have, the clothes they're wearing, their house, their car, their things, right? That's partiality, showing partiality, and it's partiality to anybody otherwise. So we get this kind of example here in verses 3, 4, 5, with somebody with fine clothes coming in, and the man of the house says, "Hey, you sit here, you sit in a good place." And then he says to the poor man coming in, "You stand there, or sit at my footstool," right? Like, that's showing partiality. That's becoming, right there in verse 4, becoming a judge with evil thoughts. And that's not cool. That's not what we were called to do as Christians. We are not called to hold to personal favoritism. But what I really thought of was everybody's made in God's image. Everybody's equally deserving of our attention. Not even attention, but mercy. I mean, grace, whatever, in their positions and in their things. And it's not even about that anyways, right? Like, that's not what we look at, right? Christ looks at the heart. We are called to look at the heart as well. That is all that matters. That is what has eternal grasp. But yeah, moving on, verse 10 is something I pulled out. I love verse 10. For whoever shall keep the whole law, yet stumble in one point, he is guilty of all. I found a newfound understanding of this verse. I've memorized this verse so many times, but I found a newfound understanding. When we disregard certain disobedience and commands, when we put them in a list, least damaging to greatest, or in a comparable list, right? We are effectively destroying the unity between us and God. The whole point of the law is to further that unity, right? To a basis of how to act, how to talk, who to be, right? And when we put those laws into certain, this one's better than this one, or this one is not as harmful as this one, we are destroying unity. That's full-on disobedience. That's a really bad heart posture as well, to even remotely think of like, what can I do that's not the worst? It's bad. All around, it's completely, really pretty wrong. And I'm thinking about it now, like that's something I've done before. And that's definitely a thought that comes. I think most people would agree with that. It's like, this isn't as bad as this, so I can do this. If I'm going to do it anyways, if I'm a sinful person anyways, why not, do it anyways, even though, it's not the worst one, but I can still do it, right? Like, no, absolutely not. All of it, that is disobedience, breaks unity, and unity is our goal. Unity is our goal. So that's chapter 2. Halfway through chapter 2, up to verse 13. We'll get the rest tomorrow on Sunday. But that's the first of the 12 wisdoms as well. Personal favoritism, partiality. So that's James. I'm so excited to get through the rest of this. But I'm gonna savor it. You have a good one.